Bill Pulte as the acting director of national intelligence, replacing Tulsi Gabbard. Let's go live to the White House right now. Our senior White House reporter, Kevin Liptak, is working the story. Pulte is already serving as the director of the Federal House Finance Agency. Does he have any intelligence experience?
None that we know of, Wolf. You know, to call this appointment an unorthodox one, I think would be an understatement here. You know, he's the heir to a construction company fortune. He's been in this mortgage role for the last year.
Hold on. So Trump appoints Bill Pulte as acting director of national. Wait, I'm sorry, but this guy is extremely unqualified. What? Director of federal housing, bro. He looks like he should be the head of HUD, not the national intelligence. Put him in HUD, put him in urban housing and development. Why the hell are you putting him ahead of national intelligence? Like, where on his resume does it, bro wasn't ever even CIA, bro wasn't that, was he in the army at least? Chairman at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, bro, he has a real estate portfolio, he has a financing portfolio. Why the hell are we putting him at the head of national intelligence again? This is dumb.
Or so. What he is a real true Trump loyalist. You know, he's a frequent guest on Air Force One and at Mar-a-Lago. And
so he's the one that's gonna just lie to the American people and say, oh no, Iran does have a nuclear weapon. Oh no, they are going towards a nuke with no proof, no nothing. The intelligence agency is gonna be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? So yeah, Trump got his loyalists to pretty much lie to the American people about whatever threat he wants the American people to believe.
You've seen him doing is leveraging this role that he's in.
Guys, you haven't already, man, make sure to smash that like button. If you're on Rumble or YouTube, make sure to smash that like button, guys. That's how we get more people in on the conversation by smashing the like button. All right, appreciate the support.
The mortgage agency to try and go after some of Trump's perceived enemies, using allegations of mortgage fraud to go after the New York Attorney General Letitia James, the Fed Governor Lisa Cook. In some ways, that effort has not succeeded, but it has, I think, engendered an enormous amount of goodwill towards him by the president, and now the president putting him in charge of the expansive American intelligence community. Writing on social media, quote, William has deep experience managing the most sensitive matters in America, the safety and soundness of the markets, and over $1 trillion at Fannie Mae / Freddie Mac, a substantial increase from where it was just 12 months ago. And he also says,
nigga, what does that got to do with national intelligence? What? Like, what am I hearing? Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta look this guy up my damn self. Chairman of Freddie Mac. So let's see here. This guy Bill, our guy Bill. William. Okay, so first name is William John Blight or whatever. He's an American businessman who has served as the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency and chairman of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac since 2025. Let's see here. On June 2nd, 2020, he was nominated by President Trump to replace Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, which is retarded. But what is his resume here? No, I'm gonna go to Wikipedia and we're gonna break this guy down here, because who the hell is he for him to be replacing Tulsi Gabbard? And he has a finance background, not intelligence, not a military. Like, what is this man Trump thinking?
So surprisingly, that he will continue in that job, even as he is now going to be appointed the acting director of national intelligence, essentially suggesting that he will be splitting his time between his current job and what is an enormous position. You know, the DNI position was created after 9/11 to essentially coordinate all of these intelligence streams from the 17 intelligence agencies inside the federal government. And so it's an enormous job, but I also think it signals where the president sees this job heading. You know, he did not necessarily rely on the incumbent DNI, Tulsi Gabbard.
Which is absolutely, okay, this is insane. All right, guys, so this is the guy right here, right? All right, acting, they already got it, they already updated. Director of National Intelligence, which is absolutely retarded. But let's get into his career. So he's got his career in private equity, the graduating, intern for Horn Capital Partners, later worked for Petsing Capital Partners. Let's see here. He founded an investment firm, which is Applied Capital. You know what? I'm gonna figure out how to say his last name later. But the company had 200 employees and US 30 million in revenue. Okay. So he got a supply group, he got philanthropic work and nonprofit work, which let's see here today. He has inspired. Let me see here. He started using Twitter as a platform for philanthropic efforts. According to Plight, he was inspired during a summer vacation by Andrew Yang and pledged to give $1,000 per month. Okay, so all right. I mean, he's giving out some things, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. Where in the hell in here does it say that he should be like? Does he has any background in intelligence or military? Like, what's going on here? Like, okay, director of HUD, sure, but national intelligence. This is just off. Let's see here. I mean, let me see here. And let's see here. The Federal Housing Finance Agency is an independent federal agency in the United States created as the successor regulatory agency of the Federal Housing Finance Board, the Office of Federal Housing Enterprise Oversight, and the U.S. Department of, well, let's not get into the full details of it. But I mean, yeah, according to this, management style, Trumpian policy by tweet. So he's definitely a Donald Trump fan. Yeah, I'm be real with you guys. There is nothing on here where it says this guy like has any background in intelligence. He's definitely a Trump loyalist. He's just there because he's gonna be a yes man, pretty much.
For intelligence matters, he has relied on the CIA director far more for those subjects. Instead, he looked to her to sort of go after some of his obsessions, whether it's to try and advance claims of voting fraud, whether it was to try and downplay allegations of Russian election meddling. This, I think, suggests that the president will put in this position someone who has gone after this retribution campaign, who has advanced some ideas of vindication against some of his enemies. He doesn't say whether he will be appointing him to the permanent job, but because Bill Pulte was already approved by the Senate for his current job, he will be able to stay in this position for quite some time.
Kevin, has the White House explained why Pulte is the man who should be in charge of the U.S. intelligence community? The director of national intelligence, as you know, and as you correctly point out, oversees the CIA, the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, all the intelligence agencies in the military, at the State Department, INR, Intelligence and Research. What qualifies him to do that?
The only qualifications that the White House has specified is what President Trump is pointing out on his Truth Social, which is what he calls experiencing managing the most sensitive matters in America. Now, what he's managing are these mortgage agencies. You know, his current position really sort of involves ensuring that the mortgage market remains sound. You know, how that is relevant to this intelligence job, we don't have a firm explanation for that quite yet, but I do think you can read into what Pulte has used his job to do as how President Trump views the DNI position. He has used his access to the mortgage information in his current position to go after Trump's perceived enemies. And I don't think it's a stretch to suggest that he would use his access as the intelligence director to also potentially advance the retribution campaign. That has been sort of the most prominent way that we have seen Bill.
Yeah, I'm be real with you. This is a bad idea. This is a terrible idea. They're about to chew Trump out just for appointing this guy because he has no background. I mean, like, bro, I remember when the Democrats were trying to call Pete Hegseth, oh, he's not fit for the job and then all this good stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? You're right. He may never had a military leadership position, but at least he was in the effing military. This guy, bro, he wasn't in the military. He'd never been in intelligence a day in his life. Bro is a finance guy, but we're putting him at the head of national intelligence. What in God's name are we doing? Like, honestly, what the hell are we doing? But all right, though, let's get back to